Okay, welcome back for phase 3 of Windows 2016 lab. We are going to have a look at our whiteboard here to see where we're at now. So we're phase 3 here. File server 1, file server 2. So I've installed these machines already. I've got them named and I've got IP addresses for them. But what I need to do is I need to install a role where that they can replicate, communicate with each other, and update the files. And when I do this demonstration, it'll make a little bit more sense. So let's jump straight to it. We're going to jump into file server 1 first, if we can get there. There we go. Awesome. So, like with all the other servers, most other servers, we need to add roles and features. We'll go to next and file server 1 IP address. So this is good. Everything's working great so far. But in this case, we need to jump down a bit to file and storage services. Got to scroll down a bit. Is it up or down? There it is. File storage services. File and iSCSI, and we need to install this as a file server because that's what it's doing. It's essentially a file server. And Dfs namespace and then Dfs replication. So I'm not going to explain the whole theory behind this, but I'll give you some information, a little bit of help to exactly how this is done. So install. You know, before I do this, you know what? I'm going to cancel this because we forgot to log in as the domain. This is just in the workgroup. We better log on to the domain first. So this is domain, harry.com domain, and this is the administrator. Welcome to Harry domain. We'll need to restart this. Yep, better do that first. I'll jump over to FS2 and do the same there. There we go, it's over here, FS2. Right click, system, change settings, change, and we'll log into the domain. Otherwise, it's going to mess things up a bit for us. Okay, so we'll restart this one here. Great, we'll go back to FS1 now. Didn't take long. So notice here it's got administrator. This is what I was talking about in other phases. We don't want to log in locally. We want to log in as onto the Harry domain. So you would do this, or it should be okay, but just a habit. I'm going to type the full username there. I can't remember my password now. There we go. So I'm logging into the domain now. So I'm not logging in locally. I'm logging in to the domain. I'm just going to do that behind the scenes for the other machine. For FS2, I won't do this in front of you all. But I'm doing pretty much exactly the same thing. Again, I got my password wrong. Alright, so FS2 is on its way. Alright, now I'm back onto the FS1 screen, file server 1 screen. You're going to have these red things here, that's fine. We'll be happy with that. So what we need to do is, so this is our first server, right? There's nothing else on this. So we're expecting some red stuff here because we haven't set this up. But what we'll need to do is we'll need to set up Dfs replication and namespaces. So what that means is we want the one namespace that will redirect our file. Like we'll do a profile. What we'll do, we'll go into we might do that later. We'll go into tools and we'll jump into Dfs Management. If I can find it, give me a second. So I'm just going to go back and complete what I did last time, because we forgot to log into the Active Directory, into the domain. So I'm just installing Dfs. Actually, let's do that again. Let's do that one more time. We'll go into tools, manage, add roles and features. We'll jump into files and storage, and then Dfs namespace and Dfs replication. We'll next that. We'll next it again, and then install. So we'll do that now. While we're doing that, I'm just going to do that very quickly in FS2, the second. So I'm going to tap away. I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So I've logged onto the domain with file server 2. I've logged in as Harry/administrator. All I'm going to do now is just do exactly what I've done here. So I'm going. I know it's not showing up on the screen. That's fine. I'm just going to be really quick. Instead of jumping in and out. Next. Okay. So that's installing on FS2, file server 2. File server 1 is finished. We'll close that now. Maybe refresh it. And let's see what the flag tells us. Now the flag's happy. Alright, so we'll go to tools. And we'll see Dfs Management there. Okay, so that's a good start. I'm going to FS2, file server 2. I'm just going to check up on it quickly. Yep, so file server 2 is the same, is good to go. All right, so next step is we need to add a new namespace. So the namespace is, we're going to just call it profile. Okay, just a profile. So this is the namespace. So when we go into, here, let me just show you really quickly. If we go to DC1, and we'll jump out of DHCP. If we go to tools and Active Directory and users, and we'll go to Harry Potter, don't we like to put the profile somewhere else? We usually do Harry, and then I don't know, the shares or something like that, or something like where the for example, if I went into C drive and I right click and I go to new folder and I do a share, and I will delete this, but because we don't want the file to be in domain controller. Right click, properties, sharing, we'll share it to everyone. Oops. Read write and then share. Okay, you'll see / DC1 / share. Now the way the namespace works is I've got two shares, so one on FS1, one on FS2. I want to replicate them together, but I need a name. I need to create a name for it. So I've got FS1 and FS2 / so I've got two different names there, but I just want the one. So I might call it / profile share, for example. All right, so let's jump to FS1 and let's set this namespace. Right click, new namespace. So enter the name of the server that will host the namespace. So this is we're going to have this as we'll put this namespace on file server 1. Okay, it's nice and neat. Actually, sorry, let me jump back. Okay, I forgot to. Yeah, there we go. I'll just cancel that and I'll show you where I got into that. Sorry guys. So we'll go into tools, Dfs Management, right click, new namespace. We'll go to browse and we'll type FS1. There we go. So that's the file server 1. That's where the namespace is going to reside. Okay. Go to next. The name for the namespace. So this is my choice here. I might write this file server profiles. Okay. File server profiles. Should be okay. Actually, let me just you know what? I think it just wants. We'll just try profiles. Okay, that's fine. So that's what it's going to look like. It's going to be harry.com/profiles if we want to enable 2008 mode. We could do it as a standalone if it's just one name, the one namespace, but I think that will work okay like that. Should be okay. I'm just gonna go backwards, maybe forwards a bit. I'm going to edit settings. I'm going to have all users have read and write permissions. We'll do that. I think that's a good way to do that. And this is where the local path and the shared folder is going to be. It's going to be that's the name of the folder, and that's the profile. So that's the physical location to it. So we'll go to OK. Click on next. Just double checking something. No, that's okay. All right, yeah, good. All right, so we'll continue now. We'll go to next. And so it's going to be, that's the name of the profile, okay? That's the link. So that's the where the server, so okay, let me show you this. Let's do this. If we go to DC1, when I go to the profile here, see harry.com/profiles. Okay, it's going to be stored on 2 different servers, but it only sees it as the one profile. So I will put username there, apply, and that's the file that's going to look like. So as far as this is concerned, it thinks it's only the one server, but we're going to duplicate, we're going to replicate on 2 different servers, just in case, like as a failover. All right, so let's go back to FS1, and we're going to create that. So we've successfully created the namespace. All right, so that's good. So we've got the namespace up and running. All right, so that's the first step. The next step is we need to set up the replication now. So we need to set up this replication to the other side, to the FS2. But we need to stick to the FS1. We've got a few things to do here. All right, so we'll go to the namespace there. I think we can right click there. Or maybe we need to go, let me try to, from memory, let me find it, 1 second. Okay, so we go to replication. We'll do new replication group, I believe. Yep. And we'll do multi-purpose replication. We'll next it. The name of the replication group, we will call it, what should we call this? I'm not going to be original. I'm just going to type repossessions, and we'll call it like replication. That's the domain, so that's fine. We'll go to next. Now we're going to add the servers. So server 1 is file server 1. Okay, we'll add another one. File server 2. Check name. Beautiful. And it should go to the other server and go and check it. Hopefully it shouldn't be too long. Alright, so far so good. So I've got FS1 and I've got FS2. I'll go to next. Just going to do full mesh. We'll talk about that in another video, what that all means. But bandwidth, yeah, we'll give it full bandwidth. I'm going to just use most of the defaults there. Next, and then I'm going to give the primary member, probably would make it, actually I'm going to go back a sec. Just going to double check something. Yeah, I'm happy with these defaults here. So FS1 is the primary member. We'll go to next. Now we haven't set up a share at the moment on FS1. Let's do that now. We'll go to PC, go to local there. I'm going to create I'll create a share and right click profile. Let's have a look. Alright, so I've created a share here and I'm going to just share it to everyone. Properties, sharing. Just share it to everyone. Read and write and then share. Remember with profiles, when profiles get created, the permissions are changed. Alright, so we'll go to add. We'll go to that share I've just created, profile there, and then OK. We'll use existing Dfs permissions, that's fine. Next. Now I didn't set this up on the secondary profile. Let's do that now. We'll go to file share 2. Okay, let's go into the folder there, into the folder structure, go to C, and we'll create a share here as well. So we'll call it shares, we'll share, and then profiles. Yep. And we'll right click that, properties. And sharing, we'll share it to everyone. Beautiful, there it is. Close that. We'll go back to file server 1. Okay, we'll edit that. We'll enable this. So we're going to keep the following folder synchronized with other members. And we'll go to share. So remember, this is FS2. We're on FS1 at the moment, but we've got access to FS2. So we'll go to share and profiles. So that means that the profiles folder on both the machines will replicate with each other. And we'll go to OK. We'll go to next, and we're going to create that. And we've got some success happening there. It will not begin until the configuration is picked up by members of the replication group. So it's going to take some time, but we've got some green happening here. We've got some different things happening here, right? All right, so now that we've done most of this now, so let's go over to, we want to publish the share now. And the way we do that is, just give me a second. All right, so we go back into the Dfs Management system. We'll double click here, or just click there once. We'll see memberships. We'll go to replicated folders. It's not published yet. So if I click on that, I think we can double click it. Or better yet, we'll right click it and we'll share and publish in Namespace. And then we'll go to next. And we'll go to next again. And we'll browse. We'll click OK. So that's what's going to get published in the namespace. So this is where our profiles will go. That's the folder name. The new folder, I don't think we need that. I think we're happy with the way that is, so we'll just keep it as that, profiles. And then I think it kind of wants us to make a new name there, so we'll just do profiles again. So we'll do profiles / profiles. I should probably turn that into something else, but you know what? I'm going to do users. So it will be profiles, and that will be users there. All right, so that's what that looks like now. But so what I'll need to do is just really quickly go back over to the DC controller. I'm just going to do this / users and do that. All right. Okay, now we'll go back to FS1. Okay, and now we're going to share it. All right, let's test the share. Let's test it to see if we can get to it in the first place. We'll go over to DC1 and we'll type that share out / harry.com share hang on a sec, was profiles yep, I think it was, and then it was users. Hang on, I've forgotten now. So it was profiles with an S / users. There we go. And there we go. So now this will get saved to 2 places. Let me just do a quick test. I'm going to right click and create a new folder. I'm going to write test, and I'll delete this later. In fact, let's go one further and we'll create a new document here. All right, let's have a look at this. Let's jump back to FS1 and see what happens when we did that. FS1, yep. If we go to share profile, we can see test is there. Let's go to FS2 and do the same. FS2, we'll go into over here. We'll go to the C drive, we'll go to the share, profiles, test, and it's been replicated automatically. How cool is that? So that's we've done phase 3. Phase 3 is out of the way. We've replicated these 2 servers successfully. They're both replicating now. So if one drops down, and in your labs, try it. Shut one down, see what happens. So now we've got 2 places. FS1 is the primary one, so this is where most of the action will happen. But that's it. So that's it for phase 3. Phase 4, we're going to we're going to log our 2 clients. We know that DHCP is working for them both. We'll log them in as a domain, and we'll get the group policy downloaded. We'll set one up quickly, and we'll see if that profile works with that the file system, the distributed file system. But until then, I'll see you shortly, and yeah, thank you for viewing. Any questions, let me know, and we'll see you soon. Thank you.